Jenks. I work for the Georgetown Loop Railroad, and I do a little bit of everything here. I work in the shop, I work out on the train as a brakeman, conductor, fireman, engineer. My great-great-great-grandpa was on the original line here, so when we started it was like coming home, and we've been running here for the last 8.5 years. And my dad works here, I work here, and hopefully eventually my son will work here. So the Georgetown Loop was finished here in Silver Plume in 1877. It's actually a line out of Denver. I came up here for the miners and bringing their families and supplies and taking gold and silver ore back down to Denver and Golden Mills to be processed. History Colorado wanted to preserve the history of the railroad, so they got the interstate placed on the side of Republican Mountain, and they began rebuilding this portion of the line in 1973 and been running ever since.
A lot of it's kind of becoming a lost art. Steam engines are part of history, and back in the day they made a huge difference in the world because they made the world a lot smaller place.
The engines are fun to run, and they all have their own personalities, and it's fun to figure out the quirks. So I take great pride in having the engines run. I mean, 111 is my favorite. She's the first one I ever fired here. She's the first one I ever ran here. A lot of the machining that's been done on her in the last 8 years, I've done myself.
There's a certain amount of notoriety to being one of very few women in the country that do that, and I don't know how much she realizes, but she is an influence to a lot of women across the country.
Well, Dad always says that you don't really need a man in your life to get stuff done, and he instilled that in all 3 of his girls, that we didn't need a man, we could do it just as well as any man could. I just love the job, and keeping these old antiques running and figuring out how to do it is just amazing. They amaze me every day.